Hey everybody, Kim Evans here. I'm a group fitness instructor and personal trainer at Spring Lake Fitness and Aquatic Center. So today's workout is called Happy Hips. And the reason that I decided to do this is that I think that a lot of people have gotten outside and done a lot of walking, and maybe your hips and your legs are getting a little sore. So I thought I'd give you some exercises and stretches to do to keep those hips happy and healthy. So we're going to work on the lunge matrix, and we're going to do some swings, and then we'll do a little bit of stuff on the floor and finish with a stretch. So the first thing is the lunge matrix. So we're going in different directions with our lunge. We're going to do one leg, then the other leg. So it's going to go front with a rotation, out to the side, diagonal back, and straight back, then we'll repeat. 5 on each leg. So here we go. We're just going to step forward and back, forward and back. I'm sticking with the same leg. 4 and 5. So I'm going to go right into the forward with a rotation and back. Rotating over the front leg and back, forward, rotate. 2 more, and 1 more. Now I'm going to go straight out to the side. Side and back. Side and back. You notice that this shoulder is staying inside of this knee. Both feet are facing straight forward. 1 more. That might have been 6. And back. Now I'm going to step to the back diagonal, and I'm actually going to look that way. So I'm going to point my toe this way and then come back. So I'm looking in the direction that I'm stepping. One more time. And back. Straight back into a reverse lunge. 2, 3, 4, 1 more is 5. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the other leg. Front lunge, 2, 3, 4, 5. Front lunge with a rotation over the front leg. 3. Good job. 4. 1 more. 5. Straight out to the side. Step. Come back. Step and back. 2 more. Last one. Very nice. Rear diagonal step and back. So that front knee bends slightly as you step back. Rotation with that upper body. And last one. And in. Rear lunge, stepping back. So remember, you step back to just the toe, keep that heel up in the air. Woo! 1 more, and done. Good job. Okay, we're going to do some swings of the leg. You can hang on to a railing, a chair. I don't have anything high up here, so I'm going to put my hand on the wall. Clean hands. So I'm just going to go forward, and then I'm going to reverse. Just like that. That was 5 each. Good, good, good. Turning around, stand up on the other side, lift that knee up nice and high, knee is hip high, roll it backwards, circle. I'm drawing a big circle with my knee. One more. Backwards. And down. Now we're going to do a lateral swing. So it's going to go out to the side. So I am going to turn my back, put both hands on the wall, and swing my leg between the wall and my body. So just like this. How do you do? We got to do the other leg. Okay, so here we are at a front back lean. I'm going to turn this way because I just swung this leg. Hand on the wall. I'm just going to go front back. So I'm only doing 5 of these moves, but you could do 10 to 15, whatever you wanted to do. Before I turn around, I'm going to do the same thing with a bent knee. So I'm going to go front back, front back. Okay, now the other side. Front back. And then last one in a standing position, bent knee swing. Nice. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm getting kind of warm, but my hips, super happy. So now it's time to get down on the floor. Hopefully I can do this without having to adjust too much. You can do it right on your carpet or use a mat. So we are going to get all the way, oh, I need to go this way. We are going to get all the way down on the floor and lay on our side. All the way down here. And I'm going to bring my legs up at a right angle just like this. So you can be either like this, because see how my head is in a nice line right here? So you can be like this, or like this. Not like this. This throws your neck and your spine out of alignment. So I'll do this side like this. So my feet are going to stay together, and we're going to do what's called a clam. So this is an external rotation of the hip, and you can kind of keep an eye on what that knee is doing. You want to make sure you get nice range of motion, so keep those feet together. There are lots of exercises you can do down here on the floor, but this is a great one. Good. So now I'm going to stretch my legs out. I'm still in this position because I'm in a nice straight line. I'm pretty wobbly here, so this is why this hand needs to stay here to support me. I'm going to take my foot into dorsiflex, which is a bent foot, and I'm going to lead with my ankle and just do a little leg lift. So if I pointed my toe, I can lift quite a bit higher, but my hip rotates, and I'm trying to not let my hip rotate. You can do some variations of this. You can tap forward and back, forward and back. Lots of different things you can do here. Just showing you the basics. And then down. Woohoo! Other side. So this time I'm going to prop up high on my elbow. Okay, so I'm going to bend my knees. So they're pretty much at a right angle. I'm going to do my clams on this side. Feet are still together, still bringing that knee up nice and high. Nice rotation. You're going to feel this on the outside of the hip when you do that. Feels super good. Let's do one more. And down. stretch those legs up. So I'm only doing 5 or 6 of these exercises, and just to demonstrate how to do it, you can definitely do more repetitions if you want. You can do more sets. 2 more, 1 more, and down. Very nice. Okay, so we are going to get up on our hands and knees. Turn this way, and we're going to do clams from a kneeling position and a leg lift. No, excuse me, in a knee circle. So now I am hands and knees. So here's my clam this way. This is called the fire hydrant for obvious reasons, but great exercise. So the one thing you want to make sure that you're doing is keeping both arms locked out with your shoulders over your arms instead of like this. You don't want to tip over. You want to keep your body in a nice line. And then down. A little more gravity to work against when you're doing this instead of the lying down clam. So this becomes more of a strength move. There you go. Woohoo! 1 more. All right, bring it back down. So if you get tired, sit back on your heels a little bit, stretch it out. So we are going to do some knee circles in this position. So I'm going to lift my leg up like I was doing that clam, but I'm going to draw a circle with my knee. And I'm trying to bring my knee quite high. And then I'm going to reverse. So this is working on mobility of that hip. Feels super good, even though it's kind of hard. Legs weigh a lot. And then down. Good. All right, let us do that on the other side. So I'm going to lift it up. And I'm going to go this way. So I'm drawing a counterclockwise circle right now. And now I'm going to go clockwise. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Okay, so we got a couple more stretches to do here on the floor. These are my favorites. I am actually going to move the mat out of the way, but you can keep yours down, or you can pat it up. So we are going to do what's called take a knee. So I'm going to turn sideways, and I'm going to, it's like I'm taking a knee. So I go one leg out, here's myself down on the knee, just like that. So a lot of times we would go like this and do the stretch that way, but to work the hip, especially the hip flexor, you're going to have to lean back, put your weight over this back knee, and then you want to think about the femur straightening out so that the top of the femur of that back leg is straight across. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see what I'm going to do. So I get that knee out, and then leaning back a little bit, so I can really feel it right here in the hip flexor right away. So I'm going to take the same hand that's on the back leg side, so rear hand. So I'm going to lift it straight up, make sure I'm leaning back. I'm also going to squeeze this glute right here, and then I'm going to stretch over the side. Woo, that feels so good. Such a great stretch. I've been doing a lot of hiking with new friends today and other days, so my legs are getting a great workout, so I need to make sure my hips stay nice and healthy. Switch to the other leg. Ooh, that was pretty good. Did it no-handed. So here I am on this knee. Instead of leaning forward, I'm going to push backwards. As soon as you get over that knee, you're going to feel it. And then I'm going to tilt. So I'm tilting my hips back, tucking my butt under, squeezing, lift that arm up on the same side as the back leg, and then come over the side. So I'm not quite close enough to a wall or a chair, but you could grab it right here, because this foot in front is kind of wobbling a little bit. Stretch it out, and then come down. That is a wonderful stretch. All right. Hands and knees. And we're going to start by extending one leg straight out to the side, straight up from the hip. So I'm going to lay that foot down so my ankle is almost on the ground and my foot is straight forward. So I'm just going to push and pull, forward and back. I will turn, well, do a couple more of those. I'll show you on the other side. I'm going to turn the other way so you can see it. And down. So we're going to switch to the other side. I am going to turn. So you can see my foot's not like that. It's down in the ground, toes facing straight ahead. And I'm going to use my hands to push forward, push and pull, forward and back. So this leg is super straight. Feels really good. It's going to stretch all down that inner thigh through the hips. Not everybody can do a stretch like this, but that's exactly what we're doing, just one leg at a time. So that feels pretty good. This feels really good, but not everybody is able to sit up like this and sit up nice and tall. So that's an alternative. Okay, the last thing to do on the floor is a rotation of the upper body. So I'm going to take my hand, put it right behind my head, and this elbow is going to reach down, touch that opposite hand, then I'm going to reach up and try and point that elbow at the ceiling. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to come back up, and this time, extend the arm. So now I'm going to shift my weight forward over this hand. Big old stretch. Good. So that's a rotational stretch. Other side, hand behind the head. Drop down and touch the hand. Lift up. And down. Up. Stretch. Poof. And down. So from here, hands and knees again. Going to curl my toes under, push up into down dog. So when I do that, I'm going to drop my head down between my hands. Back of the legs all the way through the hips. Stretch out. And then forward. I'm going to come back up, all the way up to standing. Last two things. You can do this. Hand right here. I'm going to grab my foot and then put my legs together and stretch out the front of my thigh. So if you cannot grab your foot, you can use a chair, not a ball, because the ball moves, but that's what was closest. So if you can't get your foot, grab it. You could also put it behind a chair behind you and then even out those hips. That works pretty well. So we're going to do the other side. Stretch it out. Woo! Feels good. All right, let's do our standing figure 4 stretch, which means that you're going like this. I should hang on right here. Right here, just like this, and you're just going to sit down into this stretch. So as soon as I sit down, here's where you feel it. Feels really good. So this is what you should do when you finish your walk. If you drove someplace before you get into the car, do this stretch, and you will feel so much better. All right, thank you for joining me today for our happy hip session. And do that every so often, and your hips will feel awesome. See you soon.